Okay, another battle report from round 3 of the square-based online tournament. Um, it's going to be a particularly short battle report because this game, while fun, my opponent was great. It just wasn't a good game. The dice were very one-sided. So Fletch was playing Chaos Dwarves. He had one Iron Demon, one Dreadcrag Mortar, two Deathstreaker Rockets, two units of Infernal Guard, two units of Hobgoblin Cutthroats, and a Sorcerer Prophet on Bale Taurus. Uh, so yeah, three artillery pieces. We were playing Mountain Pass, so the game was long ways. And hold on, half a second. The game sort of reloaded halfway through, so the battle report's going to be a bit funky. Unfortunately, my Sisters of Avalorn, I've had them deploy in skirmish formation, so they each get their own little label. But basically, I have my flying character sort of spread out, hopefully so he doesn't scatter from one onto the other if he misses with his war machines. But Silver Helms on either flank, and my sisters spread out the mages, archmages in with them. Basically, we're just going to try and push forward and get into combat as quick as we can to try and shut down his artillery. My opponent has gone. He's hidden his two Death Shriekers behind this building. They have bombardment, so he doesn't need to see really. His Iron Demon's in the center. His Sorcerer Prophet sort of between his two infantry blocks. Yeah, what's the deployment line? He could have gone. I feel like he maybe could have deployed a bit further back to keep his artillery firing a bit longer, but I think he wanted some space in case he fell back in good order to not run off the board right away. So my turn 1, I just push everything for it. My Archmage miscasts Earthen Ramparts, but then it goes off at Irresistible Force, but I can't cast any more spells, and that was not a super useful spell to have, but whatever. Yeah, everything just sort of pushes forward. The shooting from the both units, but mostly the sisters, leave only one Wolf Rider left who passes leadership, and I can't do any of my magic missiles. So that's it. I killed 4 wolves. My opponent's turn, his last wolf come and sort of blocks the Silver Helms, and then his Khan on Wolf rides out and tries to throw a fireball, but it gets denied. And he sort of pushes a few things forward. The Iron Demon shoots at the Sea Guard and kills a few, and then his artillery basically. Oh, the Dreadquake Mortar shot at the Sea Guard, killed some. The Iron Demon shot at the Sky Cutter and did 2 wounds. And both the Death Shriekers shot at the dragon and missed. So not a great start for him. He would have definitely liked to have landed some of his war machines. So, so my turn 2. He had fire. His con had fire. I didn't dispel the fireball. The fireball had killed off 3 of the Reavers, so they could now charge the wolf around the eagle. Well, the eagle charged over anyway. So the 2 Silver Helms killed the last wolf. The eagle went into the one rocket launcher. The dragon went into the Taurus. The Sky Cutter went into the Dreadquake Mortar. The Griffin went into the Hobgoblins, and the Silver Helms went into the other Hobgoblins. I cast Plague of Rust on the Iron Demon. And then, so a series of events. So the Sea Guard shot at the Hobgoblin Khan, who went evasive and sort of cut down to, I think, only 7 of them were actually in range. But they did exactly 2 wounds, and he failed to save, so he died. Which meant that if he had have lived, I probably would have shot at him with the sisters, otherwise he's going to be such a pain to track down, and fireball, I don't love fireballs. But since he was dead, I was like, oh, well, I might as well shoot at the Iron Demon. I had put them to where they were all in range, so the sister shot at the Iron Demon, and I managed to roll 6 6s to wound, which means with Plague of Rice he didn't get a save, so they did 6 wounds to the Iron Demon, leaving it on 1 wound. So that was unlikely. And then, continuing on, my dragon fighting his Taurus, I killed it in I did just enough wounds and he failed his saves. And he didn't do any wounds back to me. I killed him with the last stomps, and I think I rolled a 6 on the number of stomps. The Skycutter charged the Dreadquake Mortar, did a few wounds, took a wound back. The Griffin charged the Hobgoblins, forced them to fall back in good order, and then overran into the Infernal Guard, and the Silverhelms forced the Goblins to fall back in good order and pursued them. And then, because his Taurus had died, he had to take panic checks, of which his level 1 Sorcerer failed, his unit of Infernal Guard failed, and his other unit of Shooting Infernal Guard failed. They're all Leadership 9. So they all fell back in good order. He putting him out of charge range of my dragon if he wanted to countercharge. So he cast Demonic Vessel, giving his Infernal Guard +1 movement, so that they were in charge range. He rolled a 6, he charged into the dragon, and the dragon rolled hot again, killed a bunch of them. 5, 6, yeah, so killed 9 of them. And they felt, he used Shield Wall and Stubborn to give ground, but they're looking worse for wear. The Skycutter finished off the Dreadquake Mortar. The Griffin forced killed 5 of the Infernal Guard, forced them to fall back in good order. His Goblins kept running. The Silverhelms killed a bunch more Hobgoblins. And at that point, and his shooting from his Iron Demon, he was just trying to get, he shot at the Sea Guard, he was trying to get them down below 25% to score some points, but didn't quite manage it. And at that point, we actually called the game, because I have a bunch of flank charges with flying monsters, and he really doesn't have anything that can punch back into me. His war machines are pretty much tied up in combat. So yeah, a one-sided game. My opponent was great. He didn't get salty about it at all, which I don't know if I would have done, but yeah, he was great. Yeah, so another win for the High Elves. On to the next round. Hopefully see you then. Thanks for watching.